my name is Emma and I am studying a professional bachelor's degree in nutrition and health, specializing in health promotion and illness prevention, where I also specifically talk about sports science and sport nutrition. If you have been advised by your dietitian or your doctor to take some multivitamins because you're in lack of something, and they have not given you any guidelines on how you should take them, here is a little tip that you can use throughout when you take your vitamin pills. But if you want more specialized advice, I would refer you back to a dietitian or your doctor for more directed advice. Now, directed advice is always better than generic advice on YouTube like my videos, so these are merely just a guideline and should not be used as a diagnostic tool. If you've not received any specific advice or on what vitamin you should purchase and they're just talking generic, then you should look at an A to Z or a multivitamin type thing where it contains both vitamins and minerals. Again, if you're looking for specifics, ask your dietitian or your doctor. They know better than I do because I don't know you personally and I haven't asked you personally. But let's go through this step by step. So you look at your multivitamin and the first thing you want to look at are there vitamins and are there minerals? Then, do you fit the age category that is set? Now, this is for adults, and because I study nutrition and health, I know that this brand, Livol, makes age categories from grown-ups from 18 to 64. So I know that I'm in that category, but maybe it will say on the back here, or you need to read a bit into that. Otherwise, your doctor and dietitian can refer you to a product. You want to turn over the label here, and on this side you have the contents of the bottle. Now, if you can't read it that well, it's okay because it looks almost similar on all of the bottles. But this tells you what sort of vitamins and what sort of minerals are here. And over here, it will say how many you need to take a day. And this one says 1, so I only have to take 1 a day. And over here it says IR, which is the recommended intake over here. Now, you generally want to make sure that the vitamins that you take are not above 100 recommended intake, because you do eat other stuff than vitamin pills. And vitamin pills or vitamin pills are not meant as a substitute for a healthy and varied diet with moderation of other things that are considered less healthy, like Coca-Cola and croissants or lots of pizza or whatever. Just things in moderation. But this is not meant as a substitute. It's meant as an add-on. So go for the ones that are either a little bit below 100 or at 100 max. You don't want something like 400 the recommended intake, because you are going to be eating different things. And if you're going for something a little bit more, localized or specialized, like calcium, you would often see calcium in combination with vitamin D because they aid each other in the absorption. And here, same procedure. Over here, the list is just a bit smaller. This is what's in it. This is how many you need to take up here. So here you have to take 2 tablets, and you can see how much is in these. So for vitamin D, there's 5 micrograms, and that's about 100% of the recommended intake. Only magnesium down here is 233 milligrams, and that is 62% of recommended intake. Now, the recommended intake will vary depending on which country you find yourself in and which legislation the supplements are under, but mine are under either the Danish or the EU legislation. I am not actually quite sure about that, but it will be under those two. So it might vary if you live in a different country. So do make note of that. If you take these vitamins, it's really important to vary how you take them. You can either take them in the morning or the evening. That doesn't really matter, but what matters is, do you intake it with food or not? Now, these multivitamins can be a bit tricky because there are both fat-soluble vitamins and water-soluble vitamins. Now, water-soluble vitamins get dissolved in water, but fat-soluble vitamins only get dissolved in fat. So if you eat this or with just a glass of water and you don't have anything beforehand, the fat-soluble vitamins will have a very hard time being absorbed. So do intake it with some food. That would be preferable, but it really depends on what product you're using. If you're using calcium with like vitamin D, no need to bother, but some people prefer it as well just because it's easier to swallow if you've got some water or something. That's all I wanted to cover with these different types of products. I didn't want to go into which kind of vitamin covers for the other one or what helps absorb this one. If that is of interest, I will make that in a different video, but I think that it sometimes makes things a little bit more difficult to be understood, and it's not that important if you just make sure to eat a varied, healthy diet and choose vegetables and fruits that has the colors of the rainbow, and then you're pretty much set. So without further ado, I'm gonna let you go and enjoy this sunny day. I love you guys. Bye bye.